Yeah.
Yep. I have a bad feeling about this room.
No.
Okay, so
Bad
you
feeling
guys
if we
see
go
that it's
south.
another docking pad control room.
What do we see out the window?
Roll perception.
Hey, I don't see nothing this time, guys. It's exciting.
So you
Yay!
all go over somewhat eagerly to the docking viewport, and you look out and you see an empty docking pad.
Seriously?
I go straight to the controls and usher Pakaz over there as well. We go meddling into the computers.
Can I do that as well?
Sure.
So this isn't the main control room, right? This is just like another landing pad control room.
Uh-huh.
So south would be the main control room.
Hopefully.
Well, there's nothing there, guys. Let's go to the main control room.
I
See if we
agree.
can't
Let's go.
see if we can't send a message out to have someone pick us up.
I want to see if this docking pad has been used recently.
And we could probably just access those records from the main control room.
Well, we're gonna have to.
What's a computer?
Yeah, so you
I will
try
help
to
her.
Hack into the computer.
No, let me stop her from making mistakes.
Well, it's not a one.
Wait,
Is
was
that
so
one?
was Pakaz helping Alexa? I thought
It
Aelin
was
helping
Aelin.
Pakaz, and Alexa was doing her own thing.
Ah.
Aelin was helping me.
Okay,
Lack of knowledge of Sith language.
so yeah.
Let's just
Nothing
assume
bad
that's
happens.
my role to try and deal with whatever happens next.
Well,
I
like,
was
okay,
again-
Pakaz notices that triggers some security alarms, but you quickly disable it before anything bad happens.
Oh, we're wasting time. Let's get
Pounding
to the
on the
main
door
control.
from the battle droids intensifies.
Let's get to the main control room.
Wait. Before we do that, we know that there's something waiting for us there. We need to be smart before we just march our way through.
Well, we know that's where he was when he was communicating with us, but he could have patched himself into with his data pad to the system. And if there's no ship on this landing pad, there was no ship on any other landing pads, unless he has some other way of getting on board this asteroid. He's gone.
We're kind of stuck. Just follow it. Just going straight there. There's nothing else we can do, really. Even if
Do
we
you have
found
an
records
alternative
of a ship
suggestion,
here.
Alexa?
Couple people, one or two. Scouts out, see if there's traps, if there's men. And the rest of us can formulate some sort of plan to follow behind.
But there's nothing else we can do. There's only one way off this station. That's through or with that particular Sith who's very angry with us. So,
Agreed, I want a
know.
little more information.
Dell's walking towards the control room.
Okay.
So is Pakaz. He's with Del.
we don't have much choice, Lexa. It's a situation of we either go the path before us or we sit here waiting for him to turn off the life support after he summoned his ship to another landing pad.
Does Pakaz need to roll another stealth roll if he wants to stay stealth?
Are you guys coming?
Have we checked all the landing pads on this place?
Yes.
All the ones that we know of, yes.
Because otherwise I'm going to stay just ahead of Del.
I don't think there's any way around this. It's just through.
I wish there was another way. I wish there was a way we can formulate strategy and all this jazz, but the only option before us is through.
I have a feeling he's not even here anymore, so it's just going to be accessing the communications and trying to get someone to pick us up from the Republic.
Well, that'll be fun.
But no one knows this place even exists. We had to find an ancient tablet just to come here.
Yeah, but we'll have communications, so we'll be able to tell the Republic where we are.
If they're still functioning.
And
And
if
if
they're not, we'll
they're
fix it.
and if they reach beyond solar systems.
That too.
I
If it
have
relies
more
on
of-
some sort of ancient Sith relay network, then we're kind of out of luck.
Aye, because then we'll just be ringing the bad guys.
Or old dead satellites that don't
Okay, so
work
according to
anymore.
the map, just to the left of you is the main control room through a door.
I want to slip in carefully.
Okay, do you
Ahead
want
of
someone else
everyone.
to open the door for you then?
Can you show someone else the buttons to push for it?
I
Sure.
can do it. I've done it enough.
Yeah, Alexa can open the door.
It occurs to me calling the bad guys wouldn't be such a bad thing.
Well, it's better than being stuck
Listen.
here forever.
Because they're going to
This
come
from
in a
the guy
spaceship.
who didn't. This from the guy who didn't want to surrender when we had the opportunity.
No, we trick them to get out of their ship and then we steal it.
Yeah, we just take their ship from them.
Well,
Could've
I'm
done
sneaking
that by
around, so I can't
surrendering.
say anything. So yeah, I go into the room stealth. Or do I have to roll stealth again?
Aelin will just assume a stealthy posture. Stealthy-ish, depending on... It looks stealthy to him.
Okay, Picard, so you walk in and you see like banks of computers around the whole place and also some computer terminals like lining the inside of the room as well. Roll perception. And you don't see any movement or signs of life.
I will calm as it looks clear, and then move further in as I expect them to start moving in as well. But I want to keep reasonably enough away that I can sneak around easier if they get attacked.
Yeah, Aelin will help usher everybody in and kind of remind everybody to be careful and stay on your guard.
My sword is out.
So it's a pretty large room. So as you step around, the metal floor like clangs underneath you, and that goes slightly in the large space.
I want to head towards whatever looks like a main control panel. Or just search for one, whatever is applicable
Okay.
here.
Well, up to the north where the two like slanted ones are, it looks like there's like a command area where someone could sit, and it looks like this part right there is like probably the main computer terminal.
Okay, I want to stealthily interact with that as stealthily as possible.
Do you want to roll use computer?
Okay.
Okay, so you log into the computer system. What exactly are you trying to accomplish?
get as much control of the system as I can. Like, make sure I have as much authority, and then turn
Okay.
the lights on if I have authority. In this
Okay.
room, at least.
Okay, so you try to turn all the lights on, and at first the screen looks like it's accepting your command, and then there's a message that says something about critical failure in lighting systems.
His brows furrow, and let's see. I want to search the layout and see if there's any maybe secret landing pads or anything, or just make sure I know all the ways to get onto the asteroid, or maybe any emergency escape vehicles.
So yeah, you've managed to find like a master uncorrupted version map of the entire asteroid.
I downloaded it.
Okay. Looking at that, it looks like all the landing pads that you've been to are comprise all the landing pads that are on the station.
Are there no emergency escape vehicles or escape pods or anything for the station?
You see that there are several like emergency vehicle listed on the map, but digging around, it looks like they were all gone. They're all missing.
Ah,
So are there any
I see.
comms, interstellar comms, or cause?
I'll get to that. I've got the master version of the map here that isn't corrupted at all, so that's nice. But first, I want to check if there's any records as far as vehicles added, and I want to check sensors as well. See if there's any sensor readings of ships.
Can you link that map to my datapad? Then I can take a look at it while you're busy.
And you mean the map?
Aye.
I motioned to her to plug in and download it.
So searching through the logs, it looks like there's some sort of crisis on the base back when it was active, and that there was an evacuation.
I can
And that's
guess
what
what that
happened to all
crisis
the
was.
events. That's what happened to all the vehicles.
Yeah, I can guess what that crisis was. Smashed open stasis pods and opened ones. Lots of things got out, maybe.
So, interstellar comms.
Well, first I want to check sensors, or station sensors, to see if there's any readings on ships or other objects outside of the asteroid. Before I broadcast that someone's in the control room.
Okay, I'm going to turn off the dynamic lighting.
Yay, we're free!
Oh,
Crit whiteness.
I'm not even sure looking at would have helped.
Look at all those battle droids.
Hey, look, they started moving up. Or moving back down.
Okay, Picaz, what are you trying to do now?
So I want to check the
what's in
external
this room?
sensors, see if there's any ships outside or any other objects on the sensors for the base. You know, the space sensors.
The sensors don't show anything moving around the station.
Can I check for anything docked?
Yeah, you can switch through all the camera systems.
Nothing's docked.
Nope, all the landing pads look empty according to the cameras.
I want to go through the camera systems and see if I can find any activity internally.
So the glancing through the cameras pretty quickly, you see like a little bit of movement on one of them. You want to focus in on that one?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You see it's a view of a hallway where there's just like a giant mess of electrical things and all this spark. And the movement that caught your eye was all these sparks that are colliding everywhere. And you slowly realize that it's just like a giant mass of destroyed droids sitting in front of a door. And you also notice that there's what appears to be a corpse laying next to one of the piles of droid parts.
Hey, that
what?
looks like it did something useful.
What?
I thought it might do something useful.
Did wait?
Does it look like someone dressed in robes, or maybe a Sith? Ask Kalani to come over and tell me if that looks like a Sith to her.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you remember where the battle droids were?
There we go. I updated the map to make it more realistic of what it actually looks like.
That worked out really well.
Kalani, you notice that it does. The corpse is slightly like covered up by giant piles of droids, but you see what appears to be some sort of robe or some other type of garment like that.
Did you just take out a Sith with a whole bunch of battle droids? Whatever
think I
droid
did.
things?
And you guys
Seriously?
didn't want me to mess with the battle droids.
Don't know it's a Sith until we actually get there, and it could be a different Sith than the one we think it is.
It's one less, and that's all that matters.
So, the long range comms.
Okay, I want to check if long-range comms work, but I don't want to use them.
Okay, when you try to access the long-range comms, you get an error message.
What's the error say?
The error says, long-range communication terminal offline. Please perform routine maintenance.
Does this asteroid have a sensor suite that we can run a scan of the surrounding area? The
Yeah.
space around this asteroid? Look for maybe other vessels or what's left of the one we came here in?
Okay, first I want to lock down every door on the station. Just in case.
Okay,
For
every
the
door
moment.
is now closed and locked.
Good. Okay,
Now make sure you make yourself admin or something.
yeah, I want to get like the master code and put it on and get it for myself so that I can use that and don't have to be from here to use master access rights. If possible.
When you try to set that up, it gives you an error.
Have you tried plugging in that journal you found? Maybe there's an embedded code inside.
Well, maybe the panel that, like the actual computer terminal that controls the sensors, is just damaged. We should take a look at it.
Oh, I'm gonna stay in here and keep looking through stuff. Did I notice anything else on the cameras? Like any other movement?
Nope.
If I keep looking? No. Can I run a sensor sweep using the station sensors to see if maybe our ship floated off somewhat inactive somewhere and it wasn't completely destroyed?
Sure. Does John want to help with that since he mentioned it? You guys can roll
Okay.
perception.
Can't find. There it is. Couldn't find my token.
Okay, so the sensor sweep is detecting trace amounts of chronal radiation. And looking at the vector away from the asteroid in the direction from the landing pad, you just find very small pieces of debris.
Oh, that sucks.
Did y'all find a bottle
out
of
of care-
Iridonian brandy over there?
Out of character, are we supposed to presume this means our ship's been destroyed?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because you should keep trying to fix this long-range communications, and maybe if that is a Sith, well, they had to get on board somehow. So maybe they have a ship that has some sort of slave drive on it that we could call down to a landing pad. We should go
Maybe.
get there.
That sounds like it would be a good
First,
idea.
I want to look through the records of open doors and stuff and see something that, and see what was used while we were in the maze.
Okay.
Del, that's a fine idea, but if that were the case, if there were a ship in range, why wouldn't the sensor sweep have detected it?
Well, I just want to be sure of what happened, and they might be
I'm
outside the
asking
sensor
Del.
range. Oh yeah.
I mean, it could have been in a different, like, you have to focus the sensors, and it could be a stealth ship. It could, I mean, a Sith-like secrecy. It could also be farther away than the sensors can reach. Because
Stealth
if-
ship, is that a thing?
Cloaking devices, possibly. With the Sith, you can never tell.
Cloaking devices do exist. Kaz knows this, and tells you this. He is engineer, or mechanic.
We should get to this body. He may have something
Sounds
on
like
him.
hokum to me.
Agreed. Let's see what we can do.
Well,
Because
but
if
that's by the door that was completely jammed. I don't see how to get there without going back through the maze, but that's blocked off.
was that door jammed or was that door locked?
That door was mechanically stopped from being able to be opened.
Because I know the one over. Okay.
But how, is that door open now? If I look on the camera feed, because somehow that Sith had to get out there.
It looks like the door is still jammed shut, although it looks slightly off kilter because all the droids are like smashing themselves into it.
Well, if he had a
Okay,
ship,
so going
he
back
could
to
have gone a
Pikaz's
different
original
landing pad.
question, looking through the records, it looks like starting from the time a couple hours ago that the docking pad on the northeast part of the asteroid was activated, and then shortly afterwards the docking pad on the southeast part of the asteroid was activated. And then they both went offline.
I suspected as much.
So he
Does that mean,
hopped
does
over.
that mean he got here before us?
That means once we went to the maze, he bypassed the locked doors by flying a ship to a different landing pad.
And it was
records
from
don't
his ship that he fired upon this place and destroyed our ship. So
So there's no indication in those records of when our ship landed?
are there?
Yeah, if you look further back, you can see the record of your docking pad coming online, which is predates.
I was just
the
trying to
ship
understand. I
landing.
mean, he said there was one activation to the north and then one to the southeast, and there wasn't any mention of which ship was what or where.
Yeah, so looking back at the records, it seems like the station has been dormant for since it was abandoned, and then there was an activation of the middle south landing pad, which is the landing pad you guys were on, and then like it looks like 10 hours later, the northeastern locked landing pad was activated.
So that southeastern landing pad, it's not in use anymore.
Nope. looks like it was very briefly in use and the shield was up. And then about 5 minutes later, the shield went back down and the ship left.
You guys should see about trying to take a long time to brute force that door open where the droids were trying to break through. Maybe it's weakened by now.
Well, if it has a gap in it, I might be able to find out things without doing that.
My suggestion would be to stay and protect because
And render assistance if he needs mechanical help or anything.
Can I sweep through the cameras and see if if I can see any lizard men walking around still? Have
Yeah,
someone ready
on the
to search
camera you
with
didn't
me.
see any movement, and that included lizardmen, although you see some corpses of lizardmen laying around where you guys killed them.
I can do that. I can continually monitor the surveillance to keep
Yeah.
keep looking for lizard
Well,
mans.
I'm gonna stay in here and work on the systems, try and get stuff working and find some way to get us out of here. You guys should
Do
probably
you want to
go
roll
and
perception, John?
try and look at the corpse.
Okay.
And explore areas we haven't been to yet. I'm
Can
not
I
much
take
use
10
in
on
a
this,
fight
please?
right now.
Or can I even take 20?
Yeah, you can take 20 if you want to examine. Okay, so
Okay.
you spend a while examining, and we'll take a break, and I'll come back and tell you what you find. Well, not take a break, but take a break from you. So
Okay.
all of a sudden, Dirk, who's been typing away at some computers, it's like, hey, I think I found the location of the long-range communication array.
Great. Where is it?
It's right over here. He walks over to this computer bank.
Because it's like, wow, they have different stations for different things. It's not all interconnected. This stuff is ancient.
Alright, you guys see what you can do about getting it working. We're gonna go check out that corpse.
Yeah, because he's going to try and do that.
Good work,
Would
Dirk.
this be mechanics or computers?
What exactly are you trying to do, Picaz?
Well, he pointed us to the long-range communication panel.
Oh, you're trying to, like, diagnose what's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be mechanics.
Also, we're trapped in this room.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah, I know,
unlock.
Picaz locked all the doors.
I'm gonna unlock the doors. Real.
I went through the map and I literally closed all of the doors.
Just do the doors that we're using.
Well, it doesn't matter
Exit
anymore. You
is
don't. We
kicking
can
in.
see everything, so you don't have to actually close anything. You can just keep note of
Move
what's
us.
open and what's closed. And yeah, move them. But so does anyone want to help? Anyone good at mechanics?
I'm not trained in mechanics.
Okay, if I
Well, I'm
ping
busy
everyone
anyway.
there, everyone will go there. So you guys will have to find your own way there.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
like
it's fine.
zoomed
It's
out.
not dynamic lighting, so it's a lot easier to find.
Yeah,
Plus,
I'm
we
also
have
zoomed
the,
out.
the full map and everything.
Does anyone want to help Picaz try to repair the communications array?
I'm gonna either have to stop what I'm doing and not take 20 on this, or Kalani's gonna have to do it, or I guess what's his name, Dirk.
Dirk. Okay, Dirk will try to help.
Okay. does he
Probably
have to
do a
roll
better
first?
job than me.
And I'm not trained in mechanics
Oh,
anyway.
Dirk is not adept enough to help you out. Yeah, it looks like some of the center like things are misaligned, and the computer terminal looks like the power supply was damaged as well, and you are not quite able to get it functional.
Can I
Okay,
look
so
around to see a panel that's not damaged and cannibalized from that?
well, the panel over here looks like. Oh, oops! Sorry, guys who were down there. Oops. The panel over here. Looks...
Yo!
Wait, did I hit shift? I let go of shift. Why is it doing that?
Stop moving us.
Yeah, it should have done that. I wasn't holding shift that time. Okay, anyways. The computer panel over here looks relatively undamaged.
Okay, can I take a look at that and see if it would be useful to fix it?
Yeah. Okay, so you
Mechanics,
guys
I
are
assume.
down here by the door. You see that the door is still, like, pretty much sealed. Although if you peer into the edges of the door, you can see, like, sparking from, like, the droid parts. They're, like, wedged inside the side of the door, where the door would normally withdraw into the wall.
So there's droid parts wedged in there.
Uh-huh.
Can I try and pull them out?
The gap isn't, like, quite wide enough for you to fit your arm in there. Okay, so John, when you've been searching through the computer and the different camera images, you notice that it looks like some of the rooms that you guys did not go into, or you don't remember going into, it looks like they were disturbed. Mainly these rooms down here.
Which rooms? I got
Okay.
pulled way
Yeah,
off to
the
the
ones
side.
just south of us.
Okay, and I know where these are in relation
Mhm.
to the group.
Yeah.
And you said I noticed they look like they've been disturbed.
Mm-hmm. So you can see, like, footprints in the dust, and it looks like things were recently moved around and the dust was disturbed.
Okay, I call the other group on the comm link and tell them, hey, you guys, there's a pair of rooms to the south and west of you, maybe 60, 80 meters. That it looks like there's been recent activity. I don't see any creatures or enemies on the security cams, but there's been recent activity. There's signs of disturbances there.
Copy that, lad. We'll figure out what we can't do about it. We've got to get past the door first.
Is there any need for me to continue monitoring the surveillance video, or is there something else I should be doing now? Would I be better off helping try to fix the computer?
I mean, I don't know. Are you trained in it?
No.
Did we ever check the dock all the way in the northwest?
Yep, we checked that.
Yeah.
Bother.
That was one of the first ones we checked.
Yeah, we checked that before the southwest one, actually, I believe. Yeah, but you can probably use it on a smaller scale to move, wrestle small stuff around. Given enough time, it'll do something.
I mean, there is another way to get to the other
Yeah.
side of the door. Or to open the door. Multiple ways.
To open the door?
Well, there's one way to open the door, one way to get on the other side of the door. That doesn't involve opening the door. Well, no, wait, no, just kidding. There's two ways, actually.
You could go back through the maze.
Mm-hmm.
No, but it's
I
blocked
could-
off. It's blocked off with that
I could
thing.
fold space the door out of its socket.
Mm-hmm.
Or
You
we could
said-
blast the droid parts out of the door.
Mm-hmm. Or someone who's resistant to outer space could go around the outside of the asteroid and get inside one of the other docking bays.
That too.
Or we don't go on the other side of the door.
Or that.
Well, my suggestion, since we're here, you said it wasn't big enough for an arm to get through, but what about a couple fingers? A hand?
Yeah. You could, like, reach a couple fingers, but you couldn't reach
So
far back
maybe,
into the door.
no, but maybe I could pull on it and he could use the force and we could focus in that area and pull some of the metal.
I'm honestly not feeling that strong in the force at the moment. But here,
Alright.
I've got another solution, at least to check out the body. And you see a serpent kind of crawl out from underneath his robes.
You're just full of surprises, aren't you?
I was right, out of character.
Lexa eyes it very cautiously.
So, Alon, this is Scarth.
Hello, Scarth. How are you doing today? He doesn't know what else to think of this. This is like force magic and all this jazz, and he's like, well, that's another little strange thing to add to the book of stuff I've noticed while starting to travel with Pakaz. So, Delphine is up there.
Alright, and yeah,
Even
so
though it has nothing
he's
to do
gonna-
with Pakaz, it's now related to Pakaz.
he's gonna
Yeah.
send him through the cracks in the door to try and get to the other side.
And it's mostly because Pakaz decided to start walking on the wall.
Oh, you've been the Outer Rim. Have you spent time with, like, some of the Outer Rim colonists or tribes?
It's a long story. One that I'm fully happy to share once we get out of here.
Okay, so Scarth very slowly and looks very sort of painfully squeezes his way through the crack in the door. And then he eventually gets to the other side and is very confused about what he's supposed to be doing.
What?
Did you give him instructions on what he was supposed to be
Like,
doing?
mentally, yeah. It's a mental connection, it's not
Yeah,
a...
did you tell me what you told him to do?
I'm pretty sure we had this discussion, and it was fairly obvious what I wanted him to do.
Yeah, and I said he couldn't do that.
No, before that. The part before that.
Huh?
Conversations none of us are privy to.
Remember my first question?
Uh-huh, you said can it fit through?
/ search a
Search
body.
a body.
And you said yeah.
Okay, so you wanted to search the body.
Yeah, for like things that could like call a ship in.
Ah,
Or maybe like an identification. Or both. You can come through multiple times. Do I need to roll something or
well, the only thing that he could like search for and bring back would be something that could fit through the thing.
yeah.
Okay, so he comes back through the door, and he is in his mouth is a scrap of fabric.
There's nothing else small on him.
The fabric is black.
Ooh, that's so helpful.
Well, I guess you're stuck until I get down there.
Yeah, it looks like it. Unless we just want to try and blast all these droid parts out of the way with your blaster, Elon.
And have blaster bolts bouncing around the corridor.
Well, that is a definite possibility. I mean, we could... dodge as many as we can, I can fire quite a bit from my blaster pistol. But you've got
Okay,
to ask
Scarth,
yourself.
crawls back into the door.
But you've got to ask yourself one question. Do you feel lucky?
After this day, not so much.
Hey John, are you still looking at the cameras?
No, I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me what to do. I stopped doing that. I asked Pakaz if he needed help with mechanics, and he never answered me. Were you trying to fix a computer or something?
Yeah, but if you don't know what you're doing as far as mechanics go.
Do you need help back there?
Well, best of luck to you then.
Because do you need
Yes.
aid up there?
Could probably use some help. It's gonna take a while.
Then I say to Ayla and Adele, it doesn't seem like there's anything I can do here, but I might be able to do some mechanical magic up there. Hopefully. Are you two
Yeah, good.
alright?
Oh,
yeah,
we
I
should
mean,
be
there's not much we
fine.
can do either.
Yeah.
While you guys are down there, you should check out that other room that came off the room we came into to get into this section of the asteroid.
Sure, why not?
When I get
Can't
up there,
hurt. Hopefully. Maybe.
when I get up there, I'll send John down your way. And I'm gonna start heading back to the room.
Okay, I'll move you back up there. So eventually Scarth comes back out through the side of the door, and he looks very sluggish and tired. And he goes over to Dell.